Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you all of my July reads. Now this is a very different setting. I'll explain it in my next video, but I filmed that one first, not realising this video will be going up first. Anyway, so yeah, you all know the reason, but I'm just going to get straight on into this video because we don't have as many books as usual, but we still do have quite a lot, so let's just get into it. So the first one I read is Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too. This was a reread. I actually first read this, I think it was like March. It got very recently, but I wanted to reread it again. So I absolutely love this book. It was actually like it's just so great, like all the quotes and stuff in it, and I think the message and like the quotes in this book, like it really speaks to you. Because when you read it, you're like, wow, that said a lot more than like what you would think. I don't know, but it's definitely a 5-star read for me. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, so I'm not just looking down randomly. Then after I read that, I read Hook, Line and Sinker. This is about Hannah and Fox. It is a friends to lovers romance. I recommend that you read It Happened One Summer first and then this one. But you can read this one by itself if you really want to, but you do see a bit of Fox and Hannah's like relationship, like the beginning of it in It Happened One Summer. So yeah, and It Happened One Summer is a good read anyway, but I rated this one at 4.75 stars. After that, I read The Stopover. This is about Jameson and Emily. They meet on an airplane and they talk and flirt a little bit. Then 12 months later, they meet again because Emily gets a job in Jameson's company where he is CEO. Now this book is 500 plus pages, and I read it in one whole day. I know, that sounds like really bad. And it didn't even take me 4 hours. Now you might not believe me with that, and take it at your own will. My camera's gone. And take that how you want, but it's just, I'm so sorry for this inconvenience. There. Yeah, you can believe that if you want to, I don't care, but it didn't even take me 4 hours. I was so hooked and I rated it 4.75 stars, as there were times where Emily annoyed me or there were cringy scenes. For example, the yellow roses scene. That was so cringy to me for some reason. So yeah, that's my review on that. I basically, what I did, and I think I explained this one in last month's video like this, is when straight after I read my like book, I would like write down my thoughts, and so that's why I'm reading it off, so you get more detail about the stuff. Next one I read after that is Call Me By Your Name. I gave this 3.5 stars. I did really enjoy it. Unfortunately, I watched the movie first, but now I wish I read the book first, but either way it was still really good. Then I read Teacher's Pet. I'm not going to talk about this much. I rated it 1 star. It was not my thing and it was only a novella. I don't recommend, but if you want to give it a go, then it's yours to take. So that's what I wrote straight after. It was just something that like I needed to get more books read in the month. Well, I didn't need to, I wanted to, and I saw it, the audiobook, and I was like, it's nice and short, quick read, I'll give it a go, and it just wasn't my thing. I did rate it 1 star. So. Then I read All the Lies and Paint It All Red, which is the 4th and 5th book in the Mind F series, which is so good. So I absolutely love the series. I am so disappointed that it's over, but well, there is no words for this book. This is about Lana and Logan. Lana is a serial killer and Logan is an FBI agent. Now Lana is a serial killer, but you are rooting for her and she only kills men. Logan is investigating her case, but he obviously doesn't know it is her, and the interesting bit of the book is that Lana and Logan are dating. So I highly recommend that you go and read this series. They're like short novella type books, so you will get through them quite quickly, and it helps because you constantly want to know what happens, because the author makes like the endings very, very like cliffhanger mess. So that's not even a word, ignore that. Then I read One Last Stop. I didn't like this book, I'm just going to say it. I rated it 2 stars and it took me months to read, and I wish I was joking, so this book just wasn't for me, which is okay. Yes. you probably, if you've been here for a while, you've probably seen the vlog where I was telling you, I'm going to read One Last Stop, and then I just never got around to doing it because I just didn't want to read it. So that's basically what happened. Then I read Seducing My Guardian. I rated this 3 stars. It was nice, quick and easy read. I wanted something fast paced and short because I hadn't read much yet in the month, and we was halfway through the month already, and that is why I read this. So yeah, and I read all the other 3 books, and those good, okay reads, so that is why I decided to pick this one up as well. Then I read 2 stories by Sally Rooney. This I picked up because I was at my nan's and I just wanted something nice and quick to listen to while I did a bit of work. So same for this book, like the last, I needed a quick read to get a good amount of books read this month, but I wasn't a big fan of this. I rated it 2 stars, which is low for me considering it's a Sally Rooney book. Yeah. Then I read Tide. I'd been meaning to read this book for so long and I wish I was joking. If you have been with me for a while, you would know at the start of the year I kept putting it on my TBR, but I just never got around to it. So eventually I stopped putting it on my TBR until recently I finally read it. I read this 5 stars. It was so good and I finished it so quickly. It was about Tyler and Holly. Holly was kidnapped when she was younger and she had been captive for 11 years, but then one day Tyler had her in the basement underground and saved her. He also killed her kidnapper. That is all I'm going to say about it, but I highly recommend. But yeah, this is so good, and I read Torn sometime last year and I also really enjoyed that, and if you don't know, that is Dad's best friend book, so that is very good and very taboo, so if you like taboo stuff, recommend Torn. This one is just very, very good in itself, and I read it in one night, and I'm not even joking. Then I read Neon Gods. So I love this book so much. I rated it 5 stars. All I'm going to say about this is if you enjoyed A Touch of Darkness like I did, then you would also enjoy this book because they are very similar, and I think it's because they're both Hades and Persephone. Just very, very good, and I think I love Hades and Persephone books, so I think that I found my new thing. Then I read The Silent Patient. I did a reading vlog on this, but it isn't very good in my opinion. But I love this book so much. I rated it 5 stars because the plot twist of this book, if you know, you know. So yeah, that is what I read. And then I didn't write anything down for these. I completely forgot. But then I read The Sweetest, Oblivion. I have also been meaning to read this one for a long time. If you've been here for a while, you will know. I don't want to talk about this too much. I don't want to recommend this author on my channel personally, which I would have explained in a vlog, I think. But yeah, so that's all I'm going to say about that. But I did rate it 4 stars or 4.5. Then I read The Alchemist. Now this one I rated 3 stars. It was actually a nice quick read, and the message behind it was very, very inspiring in my opinion. Then I read Second Semester by QB Tyler. QB Tyler's writing, her books are just amazing. I love it. Anything QB Tyler I'm going to pick up, I'm going to read, and I'm most likely going to love. This is very taboo. This is Dad's best friend. It's amazing. Love it. 5 stars. Actually, I think I rated it 4.75 or 4.5, but it was amazing because I read the first one in the series, which is First Semester, and I liked that one a bit more. It was just teacher student. So then I read Execution, I think that's how you say it, yeah, by Lucia Franzo. This is the second book in the Balance series. Now, Off Balance series, sorry. Now, the first book I really enjoyed. This one I really enjoyed as well. Now, I rated this, I think, was it 4 stars, 4.5 stars? Now, I normally rate books 5 stars when it, really, touched me in a certain way, or, so, for example, it had, a quote that I really loved, or I just loved the message behind it, or I kept wanting to pick it up, and it was just very engaging and very attention-grabbing. Or, the other thing, I rate my books, well, not my books, but I rate books that I read 5 stars, is if I constantly keep thinking about the book. Now, this, I rate, I have a very bad habit of reading a book, finishing it, and then rating it straight away without even processing and thinking about it, and I'm trying to stop myself from doing that. So this is exactly what I did with this book. I finished it and rated it without giving myself time to think and process. Now, I keep thinking about this book constantly, and I don't know what it is about it. Now, there are things that really annoy me in this book, but I know that it's the process of them, of their love. getting together. I don't know how this is going to end, obviously, but I just know it's the process. And it's not a love triangle because she's not choosing between them, but that's all I'm going to say is whenever Hayden shows up, no thank you. Not a big fan of Hayden just because he keeps getting in the way, not because of him specifically, but yeah, that's just part of the reading. But anyway, like I'm saying, I keep thinking about this. I'm thinking about moving it up to 5 stars, but I don't know. Or do I just leave it at the... Do I just go with like how after I was picking it up, my enjoyment? I don't know. I don't know how to... I might just leave it for now and like see how I feel about it. But yeah, that's why I rated it so far. I went on a rant through that book, I'm so sorry. And then the last book I read, which I finished today, not long ago, is Twisted Games by Anna Huang. This I rated 4 stars. The first book I rated 5 stars, and I've heard people say that they enjoy Twisted Games a lot more than Twisted Love, but I'm the complete opposite. Now, I have done a reading vlog on this, I don't know it'd be up, but Twisted Games I did really enjoy, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I just feel like it dragged on a bit too long in my opinion. I think it could have been a little bit shorter, and there was just a few things in there that I didn't understand, because obviously like prince, whatever, there were some names and some words and I'm just like, what is that? Because obviously I don't know anything about it, and this is my first bodyguard princess book that I've ever read, so it's a new thing for me, so maybe that's the problem. But yeah, I did enjoy it either way, and I do still highly recommend. That's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe if you want. It's free, and hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!